Hi, this is Dr. Paul Blumsack. Welcome to Strengthening Your Child's Immune System. This is just going to be a short little talk to help empower parents to make better decisions regarding their children's health. And we're going to teach you 3 words: fear, faith, and hope during this quick workshop, so you have a better understanding of what you're doing and how it's affecting your children. I'm a parent with 5 kids. In the first three years of our child's life, we lived in what we call fear, which was our child had the experience of fevers, our child had ear infections, our child started having allergies, and every once in a while would have respiratory problems. And in this process of these 3 things, we didn't know what to do. We were always taught that if you had any of these symptoms, you were unhealthy, and the only way to get rid of the symptoms was either go to the pharmacy or the drugstore, and we call it intervention, and take some kind of over-the-counter medication to help lower the fever, reduce the pain, help them breathe better, or adapt to the environment. And if this didn't work, then we went to the pediatrician for help. And what was the solution with the pediatrician? Prescription medication. And they never taught us, though, that we have an immune system inside of us that knows what to do as long as it's not being interfered with. An immune system, they're actually born with a strong immune system, and we're designed to fight these problems. Really, these are actually part of the immune process. A fever is designed to burn something out that's in the body that shouldn't be there. Allergies and respiratory problems, cough and sneezing and things like that, are designed to get rid of some kind of thing that's bothering us, so we cough it out or we sneeze it out. And ear infections, we will talk about in just a minute, usually occurs from some kind of birth trauma and irritates the child. So these are the things that we lived with for quite a few years until we started seeing our daughter's health decline. It wasn't improving, it was declining. We were always coming back from the pediatrician with some kind of antibiotic. We say, well, is this the solution? I can remember fighting with my daughter to take medication. Is this the only solution? Over-the-counter prescriptions? Are we going to always live in this life of fear? And then one day we started learning about different things. Learning that there was actually an immune system inside of us that can fight off problems. And actually, when you allow that immune system to work, you're stronger because of it. You're healthier because of it. It doesn't mean you're without symptoms, but the more you allow that immune system to work, the stronger it gets. And the thing is, well, what would cause the immune system not to work properly? Well, it's when there's improper messages from the nervous system not telling the immune system what to do. So you've got to have a clear connection between the brain and the nervous system to have a strong immune system, and you also have to allow the body to do what it's supposed to do over time. And the longer you do that, the greater and stronger your child's health will be. So we want to take you from a fear mode to a faith mode. We want you to live with faith. And what faith means is we find that the answers are inside of us for total health. There's a wisdom inside of us that knows how to run our body properly, that knows what to do and how to do it as long as there's no interference. We call that innate intelligence. And it is designed to keep us healthy. Fever is a healthy response, and when we mess with fever, it actually causes our body to become unhealthy. So we want to take you from fear to faith. Faith is, again, finding the answers inside for total health, which is just allowing the body to do what it's supposed to do. But the only way to do this is to make sure that you have the right connection between the brain and the nervous system. Because if you don't have the right connection between the brain and the nervous system, you will follow the same path of poor health over time, because your body doesn't know how to fight itself. We see more kids with asthma and allergies and autoimmune disorders than ever before. And we ask ourselves why. Well, the problem is because we mess with it. We intervene. We get in the way of the natural ability for our body to heal itself. Another thing is that we can cause the immune system not to work properly from the day we're born through some kind of birth trauma. And when you have birth trauma, see, the doctors are, excuse me while I grab this, when you're born and the baby's head starts crowning, The doctors are designed to taught to pull, tug, and twist on the baby's head and neck. And when they do that, they actually can interfere with how the brain talks to the body. We may not see symptoms right away, but what we will see is over time a weakened immune system. That's what happened to our daughter. She had birth trauma. It was a very traumatic birth in the Naval Hospital. And over time, she got unhealthier and unhealthier and sicker to the point where we didn't know what to do. And then one day we found out about this. Found out about faith. Faith meaning that we need to trust the wisdom within inside of our body. And what that means is no longer do we start following the role of fight the symptom, but more importantly, allow the symptom to progress properly, make sure the nervous system is working properly, and what eventually happened is we started seeing the immune system get stronger and stronger and stronger, to the point where we've now raised 4 children on top of our oldest, 5 children, healthy, medication-free. It's been 15 years since we've been to the pediatrician. And in the last 25 years, we've been to the pediatrician 4 times. 3 birth certificates and impetigo. And the impetigo was 18 years ago. How many people can say that they've had that success with their children? Not many. We were down the bad road, we were down the poor road ourselves. But what we started learning was to have the faith within inside the body and make sure that the nervous system was working at its optimal performance. But we also need to find out, well, what would cause the nervous system not to work properly, which would ultimately affect the immune system? Well, first was the birth trauma, and then, especially because we're talking about children, what do children start doing? They start learning how to crawl. And as they crawl, they eventually learn how to walk. But in the process of crawling and walking, what do a lot of? They fall. And when they fall, they put trauma back on that spine and nervous system, which is designed to protect us and keep us healthy. And what it does is it interferes with how the brain connects with the body, and again can lead down to poor health. And we call that stress, but we also call it something called subluxation. And what a subluxation is some kind of trauma that causes an interference between how the brain communicates to the body. It gets in the way of this connection. And what we know is this, that if you can keep the nervous system clear and keep the subluxations to a minimal, you'll watch the child's health get healthier and improve, their immune system improve over time. And we're always designed to keep getting healthier and healthier, perform at our fullest potential, as long as there's no interference. Well, what is this subluxation? Well, what's the subluxation? The subluxation is just a misalignment of 2 vertebrae in your spine. See, your spine's your lifeline. It's designed to protect you. And this is just 2 vertebrae in your spine. Here's the spinal cord. Here's the spinal nerves. When you had the right connection and the right communication between the brain and the rest of the body, you are healthy. However, when these vertebrae can go out of alignment through some type of stress or trauma, now we interfere with how the brain communicates to the body through the nervous system, and eventually our health breaks down. So subluxations is a word most people don't know about. I didn't know about it. My wife didn't know about it until one day we got taught about it. One day we found out someone said, do you realize that there's health within? Do you realize that the answers are inside for total health? And once we started seeing that, once we started getting our daughter checked for subluxations, we started seeing her health change dramatically. We started seeing her feel better, function better, perform better. And we kind of call it what we call H.O.P.E. We saw her become healthy, and H.O.P.E. is being healthy is about optimal function and performance leading to a life of excellence. And those ear infections started resolving itself on their own. We started seeing her become healthy again. No longer was she having to take medication. And we followed this process of keeping the connections with our kids' nervous systems clear as much as possible through the last 25 years. And how do we do it? Well, we did it with something called chiropractic. Most people think of chiropractic is about neck and back pain. It was never about neck and back pain. It was about understanding that there was a wisdom within inside of us that runs us, heals us, allows us to adapt to our environment, protects us, creates healthy cells, allows us to reproduce. And as long as we're able to allow that innate intelligence to function properly, we become healthy. And most people think health is about no symptoms, but really being healthy, again, is about optimal function and performance. And when you can do this, you're leading to a life of excellence. So only doctors of chiropractic are trained to check for vertebral subluxations. Only your doctors of chiropractic know how to correct subluxations. So what I want you to realize is that if you're following this model of fear right now, and you don't feel like you have the answers, and all you've been doing is this intervention process, I want you to realize that if you start having faith and hope, you will see your children's health improve dramatically over time. And the longer you follow this process and keep the clear connection with your children and keep them checked regularly to be clear of subluxations, you'll see your life change as well. Because now your quality of life will improve because your kids are healthy, you're healthy, your family's healthy, and guess what you're allowed to do? More of what you want to do versus spending your time in the fear mode, living in the doctor's office, living on medications, living a life of less than excellence. So again, you have a choice. Live in fear or live with faith and hope. Thanks for listening. This is Dr. Paul Blumsack of Blumsack Family Chiropractic. We're located in Marietta, Georgia, in West Cobb, and have a great night.